Tiger, welcome back. Or should I say more appropriately, welcome home.
Yeah, just unreal, to be honest with you. It's, just the whole tournament has meant so much to me over the years. Coming here in 95 for the first time and be able to play as an amateur, winning in 97, and then come full circle 22 years later, be able to do it again. And just the way it all transpired today, there were so many different scenarios that could have transpired on that back nine. There were so many guys who had a chance to win. Leaderboard was absolutely packed, and everyone was playing well. So you couldn't have had more drama than what we all had out there. And 9 to 1 Boulding. This stuff is hard. Just to come back here and then to play as well as I did and did all the things, all the little things well this week, and to do it here. This has meant so much to me and my family, this tournament, and to have everyone here. It's something I'll never, ever forget.
This is clearly one of those monumental days in all of sport when people all around the world will say, where were you when Tiger won his 5th green jacket in 2019?
Well, I know where I was. Yeah, I had a little 1 foot tap in, so it hasn't sunk in at all. I mean, this is one of those things. It's going to take a little bit of time, and I'm just fresh off of just winning the tournament, and I just can't wait to see how it all unfolded from the TV perspective. I know I was grinding hard trying to chase Francesco today, and then all of a sudden the leaderboard flipped, and there were a bunch of guys up there who had a chance to win, and I hit some of the best shots on that back nine today. I felt like I just flushed it coming home, which was, wow, that's a nice feeling.
Questions, Jim?
Tiger, congratulations. When you walked off the green,
Yes.
and you saw your mom and your children, did you flash back to your dad and the initial win?
Yeah, absolutely. My dad shouldn't have come in 97. I mean, he had heart complications and wasn't supposed to fly, but he flew and came and gave me a putting lesson on Wednesday night, and the rest is history. My dad's no longer here, but my mom's here 22 years later. I happened to win the tournament, and then to have both Sam and Charlie here. They were there at the British Open last year when I had the lead, on that back nine, and I made a few mistakes and cost myself a chance to win the Open title. Wasn't going to let that happen to them twice. And so for them to see what it's like to have their dad win a major championship, I hope that's something they'll never forget.
Ted?
Tiger, congratulations, and comeback is going to be the word we're always going to think about here. So how would you describe that for yourself, and also the doubts, since some of us who saw you at Torrey 11 years ago, it's a long time now, and the doubts that you could ever do this again?
Well, I had, serious doubts after, what transpired a couple of years ago. I could barely walk. I couldn't sit, couldn't lay down. I really couldn't do much of anything. Luckily, I had the procedure on my back, which gave me a chance at, having a normal life. But then all of a sudden I realized I could actually swing a golf club again. And I felt if I could somehow piece this together, that I still had the hands to do it. The body's not the same as it was, a long time ago, but I still have good hands. And so that certainly has helped, and I've pieced it together. And next thing you know, if you look at it, my first 14 wins in majors were I had the lead in every one of them, or tied for the lead. To have the opportunity to come back like this, it is probably one of the biggest wins I've ever had for sure because of it.
Gary?
Tiger, I don't know if you know, but you broke the streak. I had mentioned to you about winners were in the top 10 last 13 years. You were tied for 11th after the first day. So you broke the streak that you were the last one to do so.
Congratulations to me.
Yes. But you mentioned about the shots you hit coming in. After the tee shot on 11, was there anything that you relied on? Tee shot on 12, drive on 13, 14, 15, tee shot on 16, tee shot on 17, and 18. Was there anything specific that you leaned on?
No, nothing specific, because I felt like that was probably the strongest part of my game all week was driving the golf ball. I've been working on trying to shape the golf ball both ways coming into this event, and was able to do that. And yeah, the tee shot 11 was awful. I leaned on it, trying to hit it, trying to flight it a little bit, and it got stuck underneath there, and I had a shot. And I just kept saying, if I just sneak out of here with a par. We got a lot of golf left, and we got 2 par 5s, gettable pin at 14, another one at 17, and anything can happen up 18. And so I just said, just keep plodding along, and then next thing you know, I see Brooksy make a mistake at 12, Francesco made a mistake at 12, Patrick was making a run up ahead, DJ was making a run, Xander was making a run. There are so many different scenarios that evolved, and I was looking at the board coming off of 13 green, and there's 6, 7 guys with a chance to win this tournament. But I just kept telling myself, I have, along with Francesco, we have the most holes to play. So whatever they do, I'll just birdie the same holes. Then it's a moot point. And as you know, I birdied 13, I birdied 15 with 2 good shots in there, and almost hooped it at 16. So that gave me the cush. And I kept telling myself on 17, on that tee shot, I said, I've been in this position before. I had a 2-shot lead with DeMarco and went bogey. Let's go ahead and pipe this ball right down the middle. I said the little flat squeezer out there, and I did, just smoked it. That made par there, and then 18, I said, hey, it's not over yet. Arnold lost the tournament, lost all with a double. So let's keep the hammer down. Brooksy could still make birdie up 18. I can make bogey, and we're next thing win our playoffs. So let's get this ball in play. And I did, and I saw him tap out for par. And that gave me the cush knowing that I could make bogey. And I had a little bit of mud on my golf ball playing that shot. And I said, just make sure I overcut this thing. Don't undercut it. Overcut it to the right. And I did. I whiffed it and hit over to the right, and I was able to put that ball on the green and 2-putt.
Karen?
Tiger, you hadn't had the lead here on a Sunday since you won in 2005. When you had it today, was it like getting back on a bike? It was like you had never, gotten off, or what was that like? What was your comfort level?
It didn't feel unfamiliar because I had the lead at the Open Championship. So it's just two majors ago. So that would be something different if I didn't have the lead from 05. To now, but it was just last year in July that I had the lead, and so I just kept saying, I've been here, it wasn't that long ago. Just go ahead and just keep playing your game, keep plodding along, and keep doing all the little things correctly. Keep missing the ball in the correct spots. Be committed to it, even with the winds puffing up and down. Be committed to the shot and the shot shape, and I was.
Jeff?
Tiger, you appeared to exude extreme calm. Is that something you were sensing and aware of? And also, is that something attributable to the gum, and why gum this week?
Well, I'm chomping on this gum because I usually get so hungry, I keep eating so much, and it curbs my appetite a little bit, which is nice. Most of the time, most of the issues I have at tournaments, I lose so much weight, as you all know. And so, I don't know if that's what it is, but what was the other question?
Calmness.
Calmness?
More than normal? Did you feel it?
I just felt so prepared coming into this event. This year, yeah, my finishes probably don't really reflect it, but I was starting to shape the golf ball the way that I know I can, which I needed for this week. And, prep for the Masters starts, 6 months ago. And so just trying to make sure that I get ready to peak for this 1 week. And I did. Everything came together this week, which was great. And I kept doing all the little things correctly. I missed the golf ball in the correct spots time and time again. And if I was out of position, so be it. Take my bogey and move on. I had no doubles this week. And, just kept, as I said, I just kept plodding along.
Anand?
Tiger, since your kids are growing up now, do they have a deeper appreciation of the work that you do? And second is, Joe and you had a conversation after 5, just some insight into that.
Yeah, I think the kids are starting to understand, that how much this game means to me, and some of the things I've done in the game. Prior to this comeback, they only knew that golf caused me a lot of pain. If I tried to swing a club, I'd end up on the ground, and I struggled for years, and that's basically all they remember. Luckily that I've had the procedure where that's no longer the case, and I can do this again. And so, we're creating new memories for them, and it's just very special. The talk that Joey and I had off of 5, I think he just listened. And I was saying some things I can't really repeat here. And then I went into the restroom and proceeded to say the same things over and over to myself. And then I came out and I felt a lot better.
Robert?
Tiger, congratulations. 1 through 14, I know all majors are special to you, but one you usually you've focused on because of what it meant to you with your dad, and 14 obviously had significance too with Torrey Pines. Where do you put this one?
I mean, it's got to be right up there, right? With all the things that I've battled through, and just was able to be lucky enough and fortunate enough to be able to do this again. And it's ironic that I was given a chance to play golf again, and lo and behold, I win a tournament coming from behind, which I hadn't done for the first 14. And so it's just amazing.
Jesse?
Tiger, my generation, we kids who grew up in the late 70s, the 80s, the 90s, had to hear it from our fathers about how great the 1986 Masters was with Jack Nicklaus and the crowds. Given what you remember from that tournament and that final round, maybe watching it on TV as a kid and now being in this arena, does this Masters enter into that conversation as a possible rivalry as to the best Masters final round?
I don't know if it is or not, but I can tell you that 86 meant a lot to me because that was the first memory that I have of the Masters. Seeing Jack celebrate a 4-iron into the green on 15 when he did that. I mean, I've never seen anyone celebrate an iron shot into a green before. And so that's the moment that stuck with me. And then I remember seeing him hug Jackie there at 18, how special that was. And then I remember, obviously Seve made a mistake at 15 and Greg made a mistake at 18. So the 86, and he was 46 years old. I'm 43. We had little spells in between. I mean, he had, 6 years or so, I think, where he didn't win a major championship. And for me, it was 11 years. So in either case, and I think that's what everyone else that's for them to decide. It's special to me, especially to my friends and family. And I think that everyone out here who was here got a chance to witness something that was amazing, and just the competitive environment. I mean, everyone was playing well at the same time, and it could have gone so many different ways. Just happened to hang in there and persevere.
John?
Tiger, for those of us watching, 12 seemed to be the seminal moment. When Francesco's ball went in the water, did it change anything you were thinking? Was it always going to be over the bunker, center of the green?
That's all I was concentrating on. I had 47 over the first tongue in the bunker there. And so my number was hitting at 50. and just be committed to hitting it 50. There's a reason why I saw Brooksy ended up short. Polton ended up short as well. And so when I was up there in that tee box and it was about my turn to go, I could feel that wind puff up a little bit. And it had been something, I think Brooksy's stronger than I am, and he fights it better than I do. And so I'm sure he hit 9-iron and didn't make it. So I knew my 9-iron couldn't cover the flag. And so I had to play left. And I said, just be committed hitting over that tongue of that bunker. And let's just get out of here and let's go handle the par fives. And I did. And the mistake that Francesco made there led a lot of guys back into the tournament, myself included.
Kirk.
Yeah, Tiger, do you think Jack should be worried?
Kirk.
Yeah, Tiger, do you think Jack should be worried now as far as the 18 majors?
Well, I don't know if he's worried or not. I'm sure he's home and West Palm just chilling and watching.
The impact you think you've had on your sport?
I think that I've driven a lot more youth to the game. A lot of the guys that are, especially on the tour now, are training. They're getting bigger, stronger, faster, more athletic. They're recovering better. They're hitting the ball prodigious distances. And, a little bit that's probably attributed to what I did. When I first turned pro, I was the only one in the gym, except for VJ. And so it was just basically he and I for years. And now everyone trains, everyone works on their bodies besides their game. And hey, even Phil's working out. So things have come a long way.
Joy.
Tiger, I think I have my own personal inspiring story in sports today, but I just wanted to know what is yours. Which is your most inspiring story in sports?
Mine? I don't know. That's a great question. There's so many. I don't have one that really truly stands out, to be honest with you. Sorry.
Francisco.
Hi, Tiger. For all the things that you've been through during the last years with struggling with your body issues, is there any specific moment that has come to your mind during the last few hours?
The last couple hours?
Yeah, since you tapped the putt on 18, is there any moment that has come to your mind?
No, not really one moment. No, I can tell you one thing. I'm pretty sore right now. I've definitely let it all go today, and I ramped up the speed, and I was starting to have a little bit of pop on the bat out there, which was good to see. And I can promise you one thing: I'm not going to hit a golf ball tomorrow.
Ian.
Yeah, Tiger, the last time you won here, you said afterward that it meant a lot to you because of your father's health at the time. Were there moments today where you thought of him, his memory? Were you inspired by him? Was there a shot out there that you stood over the ball and thought of him and some of the lessons he handed down?
The only thing I thought about was on a couple of the putts, like a 12, 13, coming down the hill, and especially the one on 9, was just putt to the picture. That's it. Just putt to the picture. That's what he always taught me to do. And that's what I just kept telling myself out there, and just putt to the picture.
Brian?
Tiger, was there a, over here?
Yeah.
Was there a moment, even maybe early in the week before the tournament, where you felt particularly good about your, sort of comfortable or so forth about your chances, or maybe a shot early in the tournament that felt that way?
I as I said, the shots that I was playing, throughout this year were some of the shots that I was going to need for this week, and they were starting to come around. And at the match play, I hit a couple really nice draws out there off the tee, and was starting to feel comfortable turning it from right to left. And I just felt that I'm getting comfortable with it, and pretty soon here I'll start letting it go. start to let the speed go and start letting it increase. And I did this week, and I started to put it out there, and then every now and again I'd drop the tee down and just hit the little squeezer cut out there. But even those, if I didn't spin it too much, even those were going a little bit further. My swing was getting a little bit better, and more so than any other golf course that we play, you have to miss the golf ball in the correct spots. And so I just kept doing that time and time again. And if I didn't have a good look at a putt, I just go ahead and lag it up there and move on. And I missed a few, shorties out there for birdie this week. But I said, hey, you know what? That's fine. Everyone else is going to do it as well. Just keep missing the golf ball in the correct spots. And I did.
Wes?
Tiger, you told us on Tuesday that you didn't need to win, but you really wanted to. And you also said that the win at East Lake confirmed that you could still win. What does this win confirm for you?
Well, I can win majors now. Yeah, the win at East Lake was a big confidence booster for me because I'd come close last year a couple times, but still need to cross the finish line, and I just didn't quite do it. I didn't do it at Tampa. I didn't do it at the Open Championship. It was a little bit better at the PGA, but still I didn't win. And so East Lake was a big step for me, confirming that I could still win out here and against the best players. Because East Lake, obviously, it's the hottest 30 guys for the year. And to be able to do that against Rory and Rosie there gave me a lot of confidence going into this year. And I said, just keep building on it. And let's try and get the mind and body, peaking towards Augusta. So my last 3 major championships have been pretty good. And so that in itself gives me a lot of confidence going down the road.
Chris?
I just wondered, after you hit the first putt on 18, I don't want to call it a quiet moment, but you're standing off to the side while Francesco and Tony putted out. What's going through your mind at that moment?
It's a new green. That damn thing should have broke. I mean, I hit a pure putt. I remember that putt breaking, and it just didn't break. No, but I say, it's not over yet. I still got to make this putt. Come on, just keep it together, keep focused. Go ahead and make sure that I commit to, even as a 1.5 foot putt. Commit, and I did, and knocked it in, and God knows what I did after that.
Ann?
Congratulations, Tiger.
Thank you.
You have such a huge impact on so many people. Do you have any messaging after this comeback and persevering?
Well, I was very fortunate to be given another chance to do something that I love to do. But more importantly, I've been able to participate in my kids' lives in a way that I couldn't do for a number of years. And so, they're a lot more active than I am, and I'm a little competitive myself. And so I try and keep up, and I tried to do it for a number of years, and I just couldn't do it. But now I'm starting to do it and starting to build, play with them and do things in their sports, and it's something that I had always missed, because I always felt like I could do pretty much anything physically, but then for a while there I just couldn't even walk. So now I'm able to play golf again and and do it at an elite level again, which is something that I'm just very blessed to be able to have that opportunity again.
Steve?
Tiger, congratulations. I want to know, sort of a follow-up to Ann's question. People have struggles in their lives. They have personal struggles, physical struggles. You've overcome these things. What message might you say to people who are struggling? What encouragement would you give them not to give up, to say that you can possibly overcome these issues?
Well, you never give up. That's a given. You always fight, and giving up's never in an equation. Granted, pushing and being competitive has got me into this position, but it's also what got me out of it. And so I've always had a pretty good work ethic throughout my career and throughout my life, and I just had to change the work ethic a bit and work on some different things. And so, focused on that and just keep fighting. And that's just part of the deal. We wake up every morning and there's always challenges in front of us, and keep fighting and keep getting through them.
Scott?
Tiger, I'm curious, what did Sam and Charlie say to you after it was over, and what have they maybe said to you over the past couple of years that perhaps motivated you?
Well, I don't think we heard. Oh, I definitely didn't hear them because I was screaming, and I think everyone else was too. So, I think that I think I hope they're proud of me. I hope they're proud of their dad, and so I've been very blessed to have two great kids, and just to have them here to see this and witness this. I try and describe. They've never been to Augusta National, so try and describe the slopes and things, and everything. And I said, this is a pretty unique event. This is very special, and really hope you guys are able to come. And so it all worked out, and here they are.
Justin?
Congratulations, Tiger.
Thank you.
I know you've touched on it a little bit, but it seems like your smile got bigger as the week kind of went on. Can you just talk about how happy you were to be out there and competing, and then obviously to be able to win?
Yeah, I mean, I had a pretty good feeling going into this week that I was going to be able to contend in this event. I really felt that I was starting to shape the golf ball, and my putting was starting to come around. My short game's been there. I know that I made a few mistakes the last couple tournaments, but I just felt like it was there. My hands were good, and I just kept, as I kept alluding to earlier, is that I just kept telling myself to miss the ball in the correct spots, and I did. Time and time again, I was very disciplined in what I was doing out there, even when yesterday and guys were shooting 64 left and right. I was just kind of going around, just handle your business, work your way up the board. We still got a lot of golf, a lot of holes to play, and just make sure that I'm there in the end. So I can shoot myself out of the tournament, but just make sure that I keep myself in the event. There's so many different things that can happen on the back nine on Sunday. We all know that, and it played itself out again. There were so many different scenarios that could have happened after 12. It could have gone so many different ways. And I just kept saying, just keep hanging in there until the last couple holes, and we'll see where we are. Just keep hanging in there. And birding 15, 16, gave me a nice little cush with the last two holes to play. But still, there's different scenarios that could have happened there as well.
Ignacio?
Does this victory change your playing schedule for the year?
Nope. Want me to elaborate? As I said, I'm not going to play as much as I did last year. I played a little bit too much last year because I kept trying to qualify for the World Golf Championships and events and the playoffs. And so the playing schedule doesn't change. I'm going to play a little bit less than I did last year. And again, just playing the tournaments I do play in, I'll be fully invested and committed to playing and trying to win.
Jeff?
You look at some of the shots you played today, like the putt from the back of 9 or the smart shot to hit it well left of the pin at 12. What do you feel your biggest asset on the grounds here is experience, or if not, what is?
Well, I think that if it helps being around here and playing this golf course so many different times, and unfortunately I've hit the ball in some weird spots, like 9 being one of them. I've been up there before, and I hadn't been that centered to that flag, center of the green. I've been more on the right side of the green, so I had a little better angle. But I've had a very similar putt to that speed-wise, so make sure that if I make a mistake on that putt, make the mistake of leaving it short up on the middle ridge. Don't make the mistake of hitting it too hard and have it go off the front of the green. I can walk away with the 3-putt and still be in the tournament. Who knows, I can make one down from the middle shelf, who knows. But just don't make the mistake long and make 6. I know I have a putt, I'm putting for birdie, but just don't make 6 here. And I think it's just the little things of discipline like that is what it takes to win on this golf course. I mean, look at Bernie. He's, 61, made the cut and was under par. I mean, that's it goes to show you if you don't understand how to play this golf course, you can beat pretty much anyone because it's about how to play it.
Gentleman in the back, second row of the back. Yes, sir, you.
Tiger, at the Players, you made the point that Jack's record of 18 majors wasn't one of those, bullet points on the poster that you were chasing all your life. Now that you're one closer at 15, is that more of a focus? Is that bigger goal now?
I really haven't thought about that yet. I'm sure that I'll probably think of that, going down the road. Maybe not. But right now it's a little soon, and I'm just enjoying 15.
Brian?
Tiger, you're talking about shaping shots and everything coming together. You used to rate your game A, B, B+. Can you rate where your game is right now?
I'm not going to do that, but I will tell you this, is that it's the best I've felt with the driver in years. I was able to hit the golf ball both ways this week, and some of the shots I hit down 13, turning around the corner, a couple of drives down 2, some of the bombs I hit down 3. And then to hit little squeezers out there down 7. You saw it today on 15 and 17 and even on 18, just little trap squeezers out there as well. So I was able to hit, both ends of the spectrum, low cuts and high draws, and that's not easy to do. So I just really felt that I had that much control in my long game, and it paid off.
Mike? Did you have a question next to Jim?
Hey, yeah. Tiger, to be able to do this in front of your kids, a lot of people didn't think that you would obviously be here in this spot here on Sunday afternoon, but now to be able to give your children this memory, what does that mean to you?
It means the world to me. Their love and their support I just can't say enough how much that meant to me, and throughout my struggles there when I really had a hard time just moving around. And just their infectiousness of happiness, that's, I was going through a tough time physically. I mean, there was a lot of times when I really couldn't move. And so that in itself is difficult. But just to have them there, and then now to have them see their pops win, just like my pops saw me win here, it's pretty special.
Jim?
Tiger, how much more of a joyous experience is this? And also, what does age mean anymore for a professional athlete? We've had a 41-year-old Super Bowl winner, and now you. Does age, has it been expanded and extended, or is it less relevant?
Well, I think it's training and nutrition. Exercise programs have changed, they've progressed. The treatment protocols have changed, and the guys are able to take care of their bodies for a longer period of time. We know how important it is to eat perfectly and to train, and also the recovery tactics that you have to employ, especially as you get older. As we get older, it sucks hopping those ice baths, but that's just part of the deal. But I just think that, the athletes, because of the understanding of the general science of sports performance, has allowed, athletes to, push their primes into much later stages. And then also, you also have to be lucky too. You can't have those big major injuries in some of the sports, especially contact sports. My sport's different. I can play it at a much longer period of time. I don't have to hit the ball 340 yards. I can still plod my way around the golf course. And so we saw it here with Jack in 98. He had a chance to win. We saw Tom Watson at 59 had it on his putter. So in this sport, we're able to play a much longer period of time, and you're just seeing guys that are taking care of their bodies a lot better and able to play longer.
Fernando.
Tiger, congratulations on the win. This week was a very special week too for Latin American golf. It was the first time that a Latin American Amateur Championship made a cut. So just a few thoughts about the amateur players that were here this week.
Yeah, I just think the game is growing. I mean, before I think you had Joaquin playing well. The game of golf is growing. It's now a global sport. We're getting players from all over the world, and they're younger, they're better, and they're hungry to play. It's just a matter of them, working their way up with opportunities. And so we're starting to see the game has expanded. It's not just your general golf countries, historically, whether it's United States or this UK or it's Australia or South Africa or even Japan. Now it's truly a global sport, and you're seeing kids that are better, younger, at a much earlier age than you've ever seen before.
Joe, right down the back, Tiger.
First, congrats, Tiger. You've had such an influence on the younger golfers. And talking to Brooks outside not too long ago, he said Tiger's back. Do you feel like you're back physically, mentally, and everything that it takes to win at this level?
Yeah, I do, because I just did it. I was able to play some of my best golf over the last 3 days. And the first day was a little bit here and there, but the last 3 days I really played well. And as I'm going to keep saying this, but there are so many different scenarios that could have happened on that back nine. And I've been in that spot before. I've been in a position where I've won, and I've been in a position where I've lost. But I just kept telling myself that at least I'm in that position. That let's go ahead and we have a lot of holes to play. And I was able to handle the heat, down the stretch and pull off some of my best shots.
Got two more questions. Massimo?
This congratulations came from Italy, Tiger. We are waiting for you. It's okay? We are waiting for you in Italy for 3 years to go to the Ryder Cup, in historic Ryder Cup in Rome. So with this kind of shape you are showing, you are planning to come as a player and find again maybe Francesco Molinari, or as a captain or vice captain. Last time you were in Italy, a cameraman broke your teeth,
my
I
tooth,
think.
yeah.
Your
I had
tooth.
a great smile after that one, didn't I?
But waiting for see you playing.
Well, I'm a captain this year, so I'm hoping to make my own team. We'll see what happens when the tournament and the selection process goes to Italy. That's a long way to go. The points are, don't even start for a little bit. So we'll see what happens from now and then.
Final question, Bob.
Tiger, you got to play in the final round with one of your teammates from the Ryder Cup, Tony Finau. Tell us a little bit about what you think about his game.
I mean, God, he hits it long. He makes a little half swing and still hits the ball out there, 310, 320 in the air. It's just remarkable. And, it helps that your ankle's not dislocated either. So he was able to walk around there and hit good shots. But Tony he's made some amazing leaps in the last couple of years. He's really starting to piece together a game that's going to contend, week in and week out. I mean, he shows it every now and again, but it's getting more consistent. And he's learning, what to do, what not to do strategically, and you can see the mind working out there. So it wasn't like he was when he was younger, just go ahead and just pound it out there. He's trying to figure out shots and shapes and starting to understand how to play, and it's only going to get better. With that length, it's such an asset, especially in today's game, that he'll win multiple tournaments, and I'm sure a major championship is definitely in his future.
Tiger, could you indulge us and just tell us the clubs you hit into each green today for the record, please?
Okay, into each green.
Each one, if you could.
Okay. I hit 8 iron into 1. I hit a 4 iron into 2. I hit a sand wedge into 3. I hit a 4 iron short of the green on 4. I hit a 4 iron to the right on 5. I hit an 8 iron into 6. I hit an 8 iron into 7. I hit a 5-wood over the back at 8, chip back. 9, I hit an 8 iron there. 10, I pitched out and then hit an 8 iron in there and made bogey. 11, I hit a 7 iron. 12, I hit 9. 13, I hit 8. 14, I hit 9. 15, I hit a 5 iron. 16, I hit an 8 iron. 17, I hit an 8 iron. And 18, I hit an 8 iron. How many 8 irons is that?
Tiger, thanks. Your victory today is going to inspire not only children, but a lot of adults all around the world. Magnificent achievement. Congratulations. You are a very, very worthy champion, and we're proud that you're wearing that jacket for the 5th time today.
Yeah, I'm excited about show and tell at school.